Thank you and good night. Good night to everybody. Good night to my UNC members and colleagues. Good night to those of us who are looking on the stream. And what I want to tell everyone here tonight is that in the constituency of Diego Martin, I'm very, very pleased with the turnout that we have here tonight. Very, very pleased. You see, because as one of the speakers told us previously, in the United National Congress, we have a habit of unfortunately focusing on heartland areas and not either investing resources, time, and simple attention and care to constituencies like Diego Martin. That cannot be right in a party that claims to be a national party. It cannot be right. Look at what has happened in Tobago. We have almost totally withdrawn from Tobago. There's no presence, but I know that will be fixed very soon when Chanel Roberts is elected as our Tobago officer. I know that. Now, Victor, I think Victor was giving Mr. Lala Senior Counsel a little lesson on how to be a chairman by keeping everybody in line with their times, and I really like that. So as a team player, I will shorten my time to make sure that we fall within his budget. But Victor, I really appreciate that because I like discipline and I like time. And, you know, hearing all of the brilliant speakers previously, many of them senior to me, it is clear that this team is focused on what it needs to do. When you hear Mr. Manchun go through that constitution meticulously and point out all of the things in the party that is not working, it is clear that he is somebody, when he is given a position, he is going to do a forensic job in our party and ensure that all those institutions are functioning. Yes, and you might ask why that is important. It is important because we must demonstrate to the population, not just our members, you know. We have to demonstrate to the population of Trinidad and Tobago that we can fix institutions. So if we can't fix our party group, how are we going to fix the police service? If we can't fix a national congress, how are we going to have constitutional reform to fix our constitution? And you see, most importantly, it is the population that is looking on at how we are conducting ourselves in this internal election. Don't be fooled. The UNC party and membership is very strong. Very, very strong, right? But we have some problems in the leadership department. That is what our problems are. Because you can't tell me that hardworking activists, and I have been working, you know, Couva North, Tabakit, San Fernando, Arima, Ruka, meeting members. All of them brilliant. All of them have brilliant ideas on how to fix this party, how to fix the country. Everybody has a contribution to make, but nobody in our party is harnessing these ideas. Nobody is bringing from the ground all the way up to NATEX and the leadership the ideas that can make our party stronger. And a stronger UNC, as I say, is a stronger TNT. But I spoke about the general population. I want to pay a little attention there tonight. Because to win an election, you have to convince the population. If every single UNC member came out and voted for the UNC, that is very good, you know. And we give a strong showing. But we have to convince those who are not members of our party to vote for our party too. We know members of our party will support us in thick and thin, in high or hell water. We know that. But how do we go about impressing that floating voter? That person who isn't sure. Now, I don't know why they're not sure, because the PNM is doing such a bad job. But we still have to convince them. We can't sit back as a party and have this strategy and policy. Well, the PNM do so much nonsense. We just had to relax it, you know, we will get into government. How has that served us in 2015? How has that served us in 2020? How has that served us in all of the elections that we have lost so far? It is not a winning strategy. And as a policy and strategy advisor, I am going to speak to each and every member of this party and understand and try to understand how the members of this party can contribute not only to building a stronger party, but building a stronger society so that the population will vote us into government in 2025. That is what is important. So while we focus on our party issues here, we must also look at the bigger picture and understand that each of us, each member is an ambassador of the United National Congress. And we must demonstrate to the population that we are a stronger and better party than the People's National Movement. Better than them. Better than them. We have our problems, but we're better than them.
Especially for you,
and you know, I wanted to deal with something. I saw, because this is our internal election, so I want to deal with some of the things that are being said on the other side. Professionally. Professionally. You see, if you want Movelang and Old Talk, you could look at the other meeting. You want to deal policy, strategy, discussion, debate, idea, tune into this meeting. Tune into this meeting. So let's look at some of their points. Let's look at some of the things they say. First point. First important reason they say you must vote them. Hear them. We can only win the 2025 general election if we have a NATEX that works with the duly elected leader in the interest of the party. So the only thing we have to do to win an election is work with the political leader. Does that sound like a political strategy to you? That sounds like a strategy, a winning strategy. Yes, you have to work with the political leader, but what about your membership? What about your party groups? What about the floating voter? What about your friends and them who might be leaning towards the PNM, but you could pull them back in the United National Congress? Yeah? What about them? We have to work with them and listen to them too, and always remember that politics is the art of persuasion. So you, as members of this party, have to go out and persuade people to vote for the United National Congress. And that is what will take us into government. So yes, work with the political leader, but you have to work with many other factions too. And that is the myopia, this short-sightedness that the unfortunate star team is trying to get you to vote for them for. That can't work. Next one. We can only win 2025 if we have a NATEX that supports the same policies and plans as the leader. So the first, have mercy, yes. The first two important reasons a whole star slate is telling you, vote for them, is because we will just support the leader. And that is not a winning strategy. Can't be. Yes, you work with the political leader, but you have to work with your party. And Mr. Manchun read the part of the Constitution. He stole my line. Like he take my speech. Right? We are a party that believes in a struggle against authoritarian tendencies. You know what I mean? We don't want the centralization of power in one person or one group of people. We want power to come from the people and the members of this party. That is where power resides. I host a program on Sunday. I host a program on Sundays and Jagrati. It's called Section 1. Because Section 1 of the Trinidad and Tobago Constitution says that we are a sovereign democratic state. And what does it mean to be a sovereign democratic state? It means that sovereignty, which is the real independence and power of any institution, resides with the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and I say with the membership of our party. And if we can get that right in our party, we will get it right in our country. Yes. That is why. I'm going to move on to a few too. I feel like I'm advocating for them, so I don't read too much, right? But I'm going to tell you a few more. We support stand your ground law. The other slate does not support stand your ground law. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if the other side is under the delusion that come the 16th, 15th is election, come the 16th, all of a sudden, two of them going to move a motion in Parliament and pass stand your ground law. And that demonstrates that they don't understand what's going on here, you know. In order to pass any law in Trinidad and Tobago, you have to win an election, you have to capture the most amount of seats, you must have the majority in Parliament, and when you have the majority in Parliament, you could pass the legislation that your members tell you we want passed to represent the values of our party. That is what we want. And that is how you do it. So don't let nobody fool you by telling you, we support stand your ground, them don't support stand your ground. They're fooling you because come June the 16th after this internal election, it have no stand your ground law still. The only way to get any stand your ground law and protect your home is to win the election in 2025. So what they need to tell us is what they are going to do differently to win the election next year. And that is the point. And I want people to understand.
They can't see.
I want you to understand that they don't understand what this internal election is about. That's the first problem we have it. First problem we have it. Next thing. We support easy access to legal firearms for law-abiding citizens. The other slate does not support that. Well, that one hurt my head. That one hurt my head the most. Because it's almost as if they're telling you that Ravi Ratiram and Barry Padarat going to be driving around in a fish van come the 16th and saying, everybody, you want gun? Come and take gun. They can't give you a gun on the 16th. They can't even give you a slingshot.
Depending on what kind of gun you're talking about.
They can't give you a guava whip. But they're talking about them support easy access to firearm and we don't support easy access to firearm. They don't understand what is going on in this internal election, you know. Or they're making it too easy. And the problem is, why it offending me and why my decibel level going up a little bit and I'm going to bring it down to calm down, is because it is obvious that they are trying to fool you, the members of the party. That is what I get upset about. Talk your talk, insult me, call me what you want. Tell me as a small man lawyer that is okay. Go ahead. Nothing wrong with that. But don't insult the members of this party with this misinformation. That is what I want to tell all you. So talk your talk, but every time you try to mislead members of this party, Keil, Taklalsingh and this slate will stand and defend them against you and your misinformation. Don't take advantage of members of this party. Don't treat them like fools. They're very bright and they understand the difference between an internal election and getting into government. They understand. So don't try that. Well, let me continue this. I think I make my point, right? It is obvious, ladies and gentlemen, who or which side or which slate or which team understands the important and critical issues for UD membership in an internal election. One, we must ensure a stronger party for a stronger UNC to make a stronger TNT. Simple. Simple. Two, they have tried, they have lost. They have tried, they have lost. Do you think they will win in 2025 they try again? No. Simple arguments. Three, this team is a clean team. We are a clean team. Now, I'm not throwing any stone at anybody. Right? I'm not throwing any stone, but politics is perception, unfortunately or fortunately. I'm not throwing stone at anybody, but it is clear the population has difficulties with some of the members on the other side, and they do not trust them to enter and run their affairs. That has been shown on a number of occasions. And that is the problem. There is a space for everybody in United National Congress. We're playing cricket. If a man not making runs, batting number one, batting number two, batting number three, well, put him down the order. Put him, well, yes, some man say 11 and drop him, but no. You ain't dropping nobody in the UNC. Politics is about addition, never minus. You always add in politics, or else you can't win. You always try to bring people. You try to convert your enemies to your side. That is how you know you're doing the right thing, you know. So when they come and they're trying to say, we's PNM, we go put you out the party after the election, come now. Come, you try to put anybody out of this party after the election, you're going to deal with me and Larry Lala. Yes. Go ahead. We are members of this party and we are here to stay, whether you like it or not. And we will ensure that you do not mislead the membership when you're campaigning. So ladies and gentlemen, stay focused. Stay focused on what are the real issues in an internal election. And remember, how we deal with our internal issues, the population is going to look at us and judge us and decide if we are a party, we are a democratic party that can handle the national governance of our country. I see Victor standing up. So, vote for the praying hands. We are a disciplined slate. Vote for the praying hands. June 15th.
Thank you, my brother.